Tell us who you are, what district you represent, and which town.
Hello, my name is State Representative Tracy Quint. I represent House District 8. That would be 47 communities in Washington, Aroostook, and Penobscot counties. Oh my goodness, there are quite a few. Once again, we're dealing with vaccine mandates. That's discriminating against kids being able to attend school, healthcare workers being back to work. I am a nurse who's not working in the state of Maine due to the mandate. So I am really optimistic that we're looking at what's going on in our state and realizing that that was an overreach, and it's something that we need to roll back. For the vaccine bills that are coming before the Education Committee. I think a lot of people are optimistic, both optimistic and upset. This really had unintended consequences, I believe, that they weren't expecting. And then often when we put bills in, you really have to let them go into real-time practice, and then you can see what the issues are. And now's the opportunity for the Education Committee to fix this. They do have the authority to do that, and this is one of those situations I think it really does need to be fixed. Oh my goodness, that have been passed. So far, we really haven't had a lot of bills go through this session. And so as far as being excited about bills being passed, there's still some in the pipeline that I hope will be passed, and so I'll be very excited if those are. I think right now we have a lot of bills in that are threatening people's rights, and that's really the issue that we're hitting in the state of Maine right now. The bills that are coming in just really seem to be repealing the average citizen's rights in Maine, and I think that we need to be speaking up more clearly about it. And also, the citizens need to be more involved. These are your rights that are being stripped. You need to demand that you are allowed to keep your rights. Not even allowed, but demand that those are already your rights. Challenges that I'm facing this session. Well, one, I'm not able to work as a nurse in the state of Maine, so my family has less income than what they had before, but we're willing to go without that income so that I can continue to come to the legislature to speak up on behalf of all of those who were affected, by the mandate as well. Their families are having to rearrange their financial situations. We have nurses working in grocery stores when we have shortages. This is insane. This is not best practice for Maine. This is not helping the people of Maine at all in any way. I'm on taxation this time. Last session I was on health coverage, insurance, and financial services, and that was a really good committee. I was able to learn a lot, but I really wanted to focus on giving tax relief to the people of Maine. We're the third highest tax state in the nation, and I figured the best way to do that would be to go on the committee that's hearing all of those bills. So it's been a huge learning curve. Taxes aren't exactly my wheelhouse, but I've done a lot of studying, and so I'm really optimistic and hoping to be able to work with my committee members, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter, but work really hard to try to bring some sort of tax relief to the people of Maine.
Is this your first time serving on the taxation committee?
Absolutely, yes. First time on the tax committee, but I truly am enjoying it. And even the people that I butt heads with or just disagree differently with how tax money should be spent, I enjoy having those conversations because it's through those conversations I understand where people's priorities are. And I've found more than anything, our priorities are really the same. We're just trying to approach them in different areas. And I just stand by that you know best how to spend your money. It shouldn't be taken from you to be given to the state to give out the way that they feel that your money should be spent. If you want to give your money to a cause, I am 100% for that, but I think it should be your choice which causes your money is supporting. I think a lot of them feel that their voices aren't being heard as strongly as they should be, but I think so much of that is what we're doing here often doesn't get out. The press is telling one side of the story, and we have some great fighters, in the party on the side of protecting freedoms. They're advocates. They're speaking up. They don't back down. And I think it's important for people to know out there that we are fighting for your rights. We are not backing down, and your voice is being heard. And I think that is the great thing about the political process. We are a citizen legislature. This is not our full-time job. And so we're in the communities, working with you all and bringing that forward into all of the decisions that we're making. So we are listening to you. Yes, and I wish I could say specific bills. There are so many bills in this session, and even myself, we're constantly thrown off guard of what's been pushed out and what the bill actually looks like when it comes out of the revisor's office. And so I think really for Maine citizens, I understand that we're their representatives, but it's an informed public that needs to be voting for those representatives. So I would encourage everyone, go on to the legislative website, look at the bills that are coming out, look at what they are trying to do in the state of Maine, and then think about ways that you can become involved. Even if it's just sending in written testimony, you can Zoom in testimony, you can come here in person. If you come here in person, look me up. I would love to say hi to you. But really just get involved. It is your rights that are being decided on in this building each and every day that we're in session. And the Maine people need to speak up. They need to let their legislators hear what their thoughts are and what they truly desire the future of this state to look like. I would definitely say yes. I'm from a rural area, and so most of the legislators from the rural areas, we get together. So Washington County representatives, we all get together once a week to talk about bills that will specifically affect Washington County and what needs to be done. The same thing we do with Aroostook, and then also with Penobscot. We don't meet as much. Not once a week on the cycle schedule, but we definitely stay in contact with what's going on in those communities and how the bills that are being put through here are actually going to affect the rural areas. That's one of the things where we've had to really fight, and I think that we're doing a great job this year. We're consolidating. Aroostook County, we're all Republicans, and so we're letting people know that these are the issues that are affecting Aroostook County, and Portland has different issues, and the bills that they put through to try to fix their problems can be very detrimental to our rural areas. And I think that's one of the areas where our rural representatives have really stepped up their game in, really advocating and talking about the unintended consequences of bills. So I'm one of the few that I don't have social media. I've never had social media, and I don't want to get into the bickering of social media, but I love having that conversation with my constituents. And not just my constituents, but I have people from all over the state that have reached out to me. My personal cell phone number is 207-217-4493. You may contact me on my personal cell phone number. Leave a message, please. If I do not answer, I will get back to you. Be respectful, please, with the language on the call. And then also, you can reach out to me at the State House, and I have a weekly newsletter that's put out as well that you can get on that email list. And so call me, or it's tracy.quint at legislature.maine.gov. You can send me an email. I'll put you on that list. And if you just want to reach out and tell me what your concerns and issues are, you can send me an email, and I will respond to those as well.
And do you take text messages with your cell phone?
I don't do text messages with my cell phone. It's too hard and it's distracting, and I really need to have the phone available for when we're in committees. And so if you do reach out by text message, I'm sorry, I won't be responding in kind that way, but I will call you back if you leave a phone number and with your message, and then also I will email you back. And you're always welcome to come into the Capitol. I'm here Monday through Friday. I spend the week away from my family so that I'm available to all of my constituents. So Monday through Friday, you'll find me right here roaming around these halls. I think the best way to remain involved is to actually know the bills that are coming out. The best way to do that is to go onto the website. The list of bills are shown there coming out every week. You can click on what the bill texts are, and it will actually tell you the wording of the bill and what's going on. Oftentimes I find that bills are worded in confusing ways. I think sometimes that can be purposeful. So if you are looking at a bill and it's not making sense or you have concerns about it, please reach out and I can go through that bill with you. Or if you're in another legislative district, I encourage you to reach out to your local legislator as well, because you know, they're your representative. But if you have tried to get some answers from there and you're not, then you can feel free to reach out to me as well. You know, a lot of people, when you look at the bills that are going on, you look at the way our government has been with COVID, you look at the way the budget was just passed through, you know, a lot of our voices have been stifled. I refuse to give up. I refuse to believe anything other than the best is yet to come. My children live in Maine. They're 22 and 24. They want to continue to live in Maine. And so for me, there's no plan B. This is it. You know, I'm fighting for Maine's future. I will continue to do so. And I just really ask you all as citizens of Maine, also get involved yourselves, speak up, and be aware of what's going on in our state. It would make things a little bit easier for us here. But please let your voice be heard.
Representative Quint, thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time today.
Thank you.
Talking to Mainers and your constituents.
Absolutely, anytime. Thanks so much.
Thank you.